So gaming has been around for a very long time, as I would presume, and many things have changed within the times, as well as some, let's say, good and as well as bad players. Our topic today is not only going to be about gaming, but how players can affect individuals. Our topic will be gaming and toxicity. To first address our topic, we first need to know what we're talking about. Gaming is the action or practice of playing video games, as well as toxicity in games or any social context is communication and behavior that both risks harm, including emotional harm and or distress, to other participants and achieves no significantly higher objective. It is simply about how a percentage of a game's community are toxic and how they influence their fellow players. This is important for many reasons. These players can often hurt others, not only verbally but mentally. Toxic players can make other people toxic, and ruining the game for others can make people quit the game, meaning the game loses players, ultimately meaning companies can lose money. It happens, let's say, in most shooter games like CSGO, Fortnite, or in Overwatch, and usually people in middle and high school are affected the most, as well as them being the most toxic. There are two sides to this story, however. Usually toxic behavior can spring up due to lack of venting or something happening in their life causing them to be rude to others online. To address this, we're going to look at many different instances or examples. Kotaku.com says that Overwatch has introduced its new report system back in 2018 to narrow down toxicity levels. So, because of that, they have lowered toxicity by 40%, which is, I guess, pretty cool. But we have to address how toxicity is basically shown in other communities. In a discussion on Steam Community, someone was calling out the toxic CSGO community for practically everything they do in the game and ruining another's experience. This player has stated that people have just insulted him straight up for being a new player, and it's made him almost uninstall the game. There is also a Reddit post where this player once again called out toxic players with his own experiences and how he found a way to deal with it before it started becoming just the same thing every game and made it him want to quit the game as well. Once again, for this Reddit post, a player in the community of Fortnite called the players out for their antics with his own experience not only being slandered by one toxic player, but 6 different toxic players, being hurled insults and he just couldn't handle. And the final forum discussion that we have is from the Battle.net website. Basically, players complaining about how toxic their community is and how unbearable the toxic players make the game to play day by day. I have my own simple guide to dealing with toxic players. Number 1 would be just to, not to reply to people or ignore. People who want to, ruin your day or want to make you feel like it's nothing or that you're nothing. It's when you start to play into their game that they truly start to become toxic. Use maybe sarcasm. Make them think that you're playing into their game, and then when they get overconfident, find the perfect time to knock them down. Make them feel insecure, or maybe know what they were doing wrong. That's when you can do one of 2 things. Ask them for a 1v1 in a shooter game. If you beat them, they stop talking trash. Or 2, send them up with a long, hard message that'll make them rethink their actions. And finally, the most important tip that could easily, make everything easier for you. Leave the game. I said it, leave the game. If any of these things really don't work for you, leaving the game can just always be a better backup choice to everything. Don't be afraid to leave the game because of someone who is being rude. So basically, toxicity it's not really something that we can just deal with every day. And it's not something that's so easy to combat. But as long as you know what you're doing and you're acting like the better person in every toxic instance, you can easily avoid what could be a bad experience for you and your friends. Always know that toxicity can't bring you down, because in the end that person is just having a bad day. Always think about what they're thinking in their mind before they act toxic. That is all that I have for this video. Thank you.